Hey guys, Brendono Productions here, and welcome to I believe this is my 13th Java tutorial. I would go on about how I haven't made a Java tutorial in a while and apologize and all that stuff, but I do that in every video. So, I know I'm supposed to be making weekly videos, but I'll just go ahead and make this one. So, what I'm going to be talking about in this tutorial is actually creating superclasses and subclasses. Now, an easy way to visualize a superclass and subclass system is, I know I'm jumping right into this video, but this is essentially the idea behind it. We're just going to have a group of animals here. So we're going to have, so of course, there's an animal called the bird, right? Now, each bird, or there may be different types of bird actually, and there are several different types of bird. Now, one type of bird is actually a parrot, and another type of bird is a toucan. And there's a type of parrot let's just say it's a baby parrot. So this is the idea behind object-oriented programming in Java. So what we have is we've got this bird, and then we've got this parrot that has all the same attributes as bird, except it's not. Sorry. So we have this type of bird. Well, we just have birds, and a parrot is obviously a type of bird. So the parrot is its own bird with its own attributes, except it shares all the same attributes as every other same bird in the world. So, for example, a parrot or birds have wings, therefore parrots have wings. Now, a baby parrot is just like a parrot, except it has maybe more attributes. Like, for example, maybe it, I don't know, has more colors than a regular parrot. So, a parrot shares everything that a bird has, and a baby parrot shares everything that both a parrot and a bird has. Now, this toucan over here, he shares everything that the bird has, but he does not share anything with the parrot. Now, so what's going to happen is in Java, we're actually going to create different classes for all of these type of things, and yeah, that's just how it's going to work. But we're going to do it in a much easy to program way, because birds you can't really program. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create three different things here, just like I just had in my example. Let me draw these little lines. So the first thing we're actually going to do is create a bank account. And there are definitely two types of banking account. There's going to be a checking account, and there's going to be a savings account. Now, let's just say this bank is some strange new bank. That what they do is they have bank accounts, and there's checking accounts and savings account, but you also have the option to get a checking account with fees. So we've got a bank account. Checking account is a type of bank account. Savings account is a type of bank account, but they are not the same thing. But checking account with fees is just like a checking account, except it has some fees. I don't know why you would want to go to this bank, because they have an option for you to pay fees. What? But anyway, so we're going to be going over how to create this type of structure programmatically. So we're just going to open up Eclipse, and I've already started a new project called Bank Tutorial. Then I'm going to right-click on this project and create a new class. Now, this class is going to first, well, generally what you do is you start at the top of the hierarchy. So I'm going to create a bank account class. So it's good style to actually say who this is made by in the top line. So each bank account has certain variables to it. So each bank account has an owner and a balance, and you're able to withdraw and deposit money in each bank account. So what we're going to be doing is create variables that can only be accessed by bank account that relate to this. So we're going to create a private string name, and then we're going to create a private, or not name, rather owner, and a private double balance. So what this private thing does is it makes it so the only class that's able to directly manipulate these variables is bank account. Any other class is not directly able to manipulate those variables. You'll see what I mean in a second. So the first thing we want to do is create a constructor. This can be done by typing in public bank account with no parameters. So each time we say blank equals new bank account, this method will be called. So anytime nothing is specified, we're just going to say that the owner is Bob Billiton. Strange name, I know. And we're also going to say that the balance is $0. Now we're also going to create a constructor for things to be specified. So we're going to create a bank account, and we're going to have this string owner and double balance. So this is the constructor for when you actually want to specify what's already in the bank account. Now what we're going to want to do is, obviously we can't, now you can, but it's very bad style in this constructor to say owner equals owner. Right? Because what we want to do is set this private string owner equal to this owner. Now there's an owner here and an owner here, they both have the same name. So this is very bad because we don't really know what owner we're manipulating. But what we can do is we can actually type this dot owner, and this will simplify. This actually means everything inside this class. So this dot owner, which is this private string right here, equals owner. And this owner is just being accessed locally right here. And then we also want to say this dot balance equals balance. So we're pretty much creating a constructor so the user can create a new bank account with an existing owner already and an existing balance. So now what we want to do is actually create two methods, one to withdraw money and one to deposit money, and yeah. So we're going to type public void, which means it's not going to return anything, and this is going to be called deposit, and we want a double amount. And in this method, we're just going to want to increase balance by how much the amount is. So balance plus equals amount. Now this line is the same exact thing as saying balance equals balance plus amount, except we just use a little bit of character mashing here, which Java recognizes to plus equals. It just shortens the balance equals balance plus. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a public void, public void withdraw and double amount. And we're pretty much going to do the same thing. Whoop, that's not how you spell amount. So we're going to say balance minus equals amount. And this is the same thing as saying balance equals balance minus amount. Now the reason why these are public is because we don't want any extra class to access these variables directly, these private variables. However, we can have them modify these variables through methods, which reduces the likelihood of errors because we don't change anything directly. Yeah. So now there's two other methods that we want. We're going to want a getOwner method and a getBalance method. So we're going to type in public string getOwner, and the reason we typed string right here is because it returns a variable of the type string, because it's going to return owner here. And it's already throwing us an error because we don't have a return statement, but we're just going to type return this.owner. And now we're going to public double, get balance. And this method is going to return this.balance. So now we have our bank account class set up with all the basic operations of a bank account. You can deposit, withdraw, get the owner, and get the balance. So this is good. So if we check back at our hierarchy here, we've got the bank account done. So now what we want to focus on is the checking account. Or actually, let's focus on the savings account first. So we're actually going to create a new class in our default package here, and we're just going to call it savings account. Oh no, I accidentally put an R there. Let's see if I can rename it here. Rename? Do you guys see rename? I'll just F2. Aha. Savings account. Okay, so the name has been changed. So what we want to do is make the savings account a type of bank account. This can be done with the extends command. The extends command just makes any class a type of another class that you specify. So we're going to say that this is a savings account extends bank account. And it doesn't throw us any errors, which is good. So now what we want to do is actually create our constructors for savings account. So we can say savings account blank equals new savings account. Well, actually, before we do that, we need to create private variables. Now, the only private variable that's really needed for a savings account is a interest rate, because as you know, savings accounts gain interest over time. So I'm just going to say private double interest rate equal to, and this will be 5%, so 0.05. And now what we want to do is we want to create constructors. So the first thing I want to explain really fast is, since this extends bank account, all of this code that we have in the bank account class is actually inside the savings account class. We just can't see it. This extends bank account. We cannot see the methods, but they are there. Trust me, they are there. So what we're actually going to want to do is we're going to create a constructor. So we could say public savings account, and whenever somebody creates a new savings account, we're not going to adjust the interest rate. This is actually final, which we can declare by saying private double final interest rate. And I think I put final in the wrong location here. It's private final double. Good. So a final variable is actually one that does not change. And the interest rate is never going to change here at our bank, because we are as solid as a rock, and we're mean to our customers. So when you declare final as a variable and then put it in all caps, which is a good style, this signifies to Java that you cannot change that variable, which is good because we do not want to change that variable whatsoever. So now in our savings account, when we first create a new savings account, we do not want to set the interest rate, because that's standard. But what we do want to do is set the owner and the balance. But before you be going, hey, there's no owner or balance in this class, remember, everything that was in the bank account class is in the savings account class, which includes these lines, owner and balance. So what we want to do is we pretty much just want to copy over the constructor from bank account. But we could do this. We could say owner equals Bob Billerton and balance equals 0. However, we don't want to do that because that's terrible style. And we don't really want to access these variables outside of the bank account class. So we can call this constructor by just saying super. Now, this super here is actually just like saying bank account blank equals new bank account, except it's not. We're just calling the constructor of the superclass, which in this case is bank account. And now we're going to create a new constructor, savings account, with a owner and a initial balance. And this constructor also needs to call the bank account constructor, and we're going to send the parameters it wants, owner and balance. And there we go. So this is a quick little side note here. When you're creating a subclass, superclass structure, which is what we're doing now, you can only have one superclass. So this extends keyword here actually tells Java that whatever is coming after that will be this class's superclass. So we've got a superclass here. So if we go back to our hierarchy, we cannot actually have a bank account and a car, for example. Something that doesn't really make sense, but we cannot tell this the program or Java that this savings account is both a bank account and a car, because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So no, can only have one superclass. So back to Java here. Now, one method that we need to have in savings account is add interest, right? So let's just say that the account has existed for 1 year for programming purposes. So we're going to create a new method, public void add interest. And this method is just going to take the current amount and increase it by the interest rate. So, for example, the first thing we need to do is get the amount to increase by. So we're going to create a new double. This is going to be called increase by. And we're going to set it equal to, as you know, it's the total balance times the interest rate to get the amount to increase by. So we're going to say this dot get balance times interest rate. Now the reason we can call this dot get balance is because it is existent in the bank account class. As you recall, we did just create that. And this is actually a subclass of bank account, so all the methods do stand retained. So now what we need to do is actually increase the balance. So we're just going to say this dot set. Oh, yes, we need to deposit. So we're going to deposit the amount, the increase by amount. So we're going to deposit increase by. So what we're doing here is we're just taking the original balance and multiplying it by the interest rate, and this is the method or the amount that we need to increase by. And then this dot deposit, we're depositing this interest into the account. And that's pretty much all you really need to do for the savings account. I don't really think there is much more that a savings account does, but I'm not an accountant, so don't quote me on that. If we turn back to our hierarchy now, the next thing we're going to do is actually create a checking account and a checking account with fees. However, right now I'm clocking in at 16 minutes, and I know my viewers like to separate the videos into multiple parts, so I'm just going to stop this video now and continue with part 2 in just a moment. So thanks for watching this video. Please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and if you want to learn more about subclasses and superclasses, be sure to tune into part 2. Thanks for watching.